Social and political commentary from a Christian male perspective.
Hey, grace and peace, everybody. Happy Saturday to you all. You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title. So you know what we're about to do. We're going to talk about Tiffany Henyard collecting yet another L. And it's starting to just get out of control here. I'm going to have to go back and do the work, but I don't know who's collecting more L's, Fonnie Willis or Tiffany Henyard. I got this feeling it's Tiff because she just keeps collecting them and she just won't stop. But we'll see what happens. At least Fonnie at least tries to win, at least in some regards. She sets herself up for a W. Tiffany just doesn't seem to even know how to set up a W. Now, I know you're probably wondering, like, well, Jason, what are you talking about? I'm glad you asked. Let's go ahead and pull it in and let's talk about it. Here it comes.
Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard's lawsuit against the village trustees has been dismissed. Henyard accusing the trustees of conspiring to take away her authority to appoint a new police chief, village administrator, and village attorney after trustees sued to block Henyard from making those decisions. The judge dismissed the case after no one from Henyard's legal team showed up to a hearing earlier this week.
Watch breaking news.
Why did nobody show up from her team? Like, that seems very, very odd because they got, Lord knows they got enough attorneys, right? You had the Bo Brindley guy, the man from Delgado Group, there's a woman from Delgado Group, and then Max Solomon. And then there's a woman that works with Max Solomon as well. Where are all these attorneys? Not one of them could show up? And why is that nobody showed up? I'm wondering if, just noodling it out, wondering if Tiffany is just trying to keep throwing up smoke screens, keep distracting, and such like that. Out there with the snowblower, out there doing weird live streams from her office and not dealing with the real issue, which is people want to know where that money went. People want to know where that money went. And because we don't know where that money went, we don't want you to put the village administrator in place. We'll be good without a chief of police for the moment. We'll be okay until somebody step back in. So I'm wondering if that's what it is. And Tiffany is just really trying to smoke and mirror, just really trying to Shanghai people until what she thinks she'll pull it off. She'll pull off a victory in this election at the end of the month. But I think most people that I've talked to, the tenor seems to be that Jason House is going to run away with this. I mean, he's at the 50 and he's at the 50-yard line, and Tiffany hasn't even laced up her shoes. It seems pretty bad. Like it's gonna be pretty demonstrative loss for Tiffany. So I think in this regard, some of these lawsuits that because she had quite a few of them in the works. Some of these lawsuits, they're going to just die on the vine because she knows down in her mind she's going to lose. She knows that. She knows that she's gonna fail at this. So she filed these cases when she thought she was going to win. Now she knows, look, I'm about to lose. I can't afford even to waste this money because I done lost my supervisor position. I know I'm going to lose this mayoral position. I'm going to be without a job. Come Resurrection Sunday, I ain't gonna have a job. That's really what she's saying. She said by Easter, look, my paycheck ain't gonna be resurrected. So she knows she's in trouble. That's just my little 2 cents. I want to know what y'all think about it as well. And let me also drop the link for this in the chat just so you can and they did an article as well on ABC. I think it's basically the same thing. And I just thought it was really interesting that she had this case. I know she thought she was going to collect the W on it. Again, judge dismisses Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard's lawsuit against village trustees. I'm just always surprised with how many these people sue a lot of folk, man. I'm really kind of taken aback at how much they want to sue people. Like, wow, y'all really about this life of suing folk, man. This is crazy. And so this is the, if you missed it, Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard's lawsuit against the village trustees has been dismissed. That was yesterday, the 14th. Henyard accused trustees of conspiring to take away her authority to appoint a new police chief, village administrator, and village attorney. I thought they had one, though. Maybe I'm tripping. Then who? I thought they had an attorney, but okay. After trustees sued to block Henyard from making those decisions, the judge dismissed the case after no one from Henyard's legal team showed up for a hearing earlier this week. This is something I don't know. and they don't mention it, of course. I wonder, is it dismissed with or without prejudice? Can she come back tomorrow and say, we want to refile that? Just to waste time? Can she do that? Or is it done, like good and gone forever? I don't know. So that's just something I was wondering. But as we're looking here at this mayor here in Atlanta, or South Fulton, actually, South Fulton, and we're seeing this guy just completely, I mean, the Board of Commissions just literally filed that they do not hold any confidence in him, basically impeached him and fired. They didn't fire him. They just locked him out of Village Hall, which is crazy, right? They took away his car. They took away his keys, all that kind of stuff. I dropped that video earlier today. I thought it was wild. They need to go ahead and write a book or write like a how-to manual so that the Dalton trustees, maybe they can do this, but to vote against, what is it called? It's called, it's only 9 minutes long. I just dropped it earlier today. And I think y'all will like it. Let me give y'all the link as well. But I thought it was super interesting that they took the time to say, hey, we have no confidence in you, my guy. And they said, you got to get out of here. So maybe that's something that Dalton could have done. At this point, I think they're good. The damage that she can do is limited in the next 2 weeks. Now, I'm not saying that she can't do any, but the damage is limited to the next 2 weeks. But that being the case, even when the election is over, I don't think that the new mayor takes office. Don't quote me on this. I don't think he takes office till the end of March. And I could be wrong. If anybody lives in Dalton or in that area, please let me know. She did get held in contempt. I want to see whatever happened to that. I wonder what happened with that. That was the lawsuit held in criminal contempt with the whole deal with St. Patrick's and not giving them their liquor license. So I wonder where that is, and I need to find that out as well. But I just thought this was really interesting and wanted to give y'all that real quick so y'all had something to look at today. I plan to be back this evening as soon as we, I'm hoping that Tiffany will drop another video so we have something to go over and parse through, because that's going to be fun. But if not, I will be back this evening. I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about anyway. So we'll be talking about some various and sundry cases and other shenanigans that are happening out there. So I want to say thank you so much. Yeah. I mean, that is crazy. Like, you told the mayor you can't come on any of the property. That is wild. Yeah, it's about 48. You're right. There's a lot of cases, Todd. I mean, and when she's no longer mayor and has access to the mayoral checkbook, how's she gonna pay for those cases? That's just a mess. Like, I can only imagine. You filed this because you thought you was gonna have unlimited money, because basically you're using the people's money to sue the people. But now that the people have fired you, you got these cases that are out there pending. How do you deal with those? So I think that's gonna be wild. Oh yeah, okay. Does it take till May? So Tiffany will be mayor. Let's say Jason House does win, and what's at the end of February. So let's just start with March 1st, April 1st, May. So that's almost 90 days of havoc and chaos that she could still cause. So I don't know. Maybe they do need to sue and do what they did here in South Fulton and say, no, you don't even have you're good. You're good. Give us the keys. Go ahead and take it. Give us the car or whatever. Remove all her responsibilities and duties. Because I think the next 90 days, you might as well say next 100 days, she can cause a lot of chaos. I didn't know it was that long. That was a electric car bought for the mayor. I think he bought it with if I'm understanding correctly, the mayor of South Fulton bought that car with, they have an allowance of, you can get your own vehicle, or you can use a village vehicle or a town vehicle. Sometimes they have branding on the side and stuff like that. He chose clearly to buy his own vehicle, and they took that vehicle back because it was bought in the name of South Fulton. So they got that, was it an electric Mustang? I forgot what the name of that model is, but yeah, so they took that from him. That was the wildest thing, because I didn't know they're going to repossess the car. I was like, I didn't know what that was, but that was wild. Mm. Yeah, he was that guy. And hopefully, again, I'm praying that whatever the South Fulton Commission did, that the trustees here in Dalton will be able to apply that to him as well and start collecting that stuff up from Tiffany and get that back, because it's going to be a mess. General election is April 1st. She just won't be on the Dem candidate. That's for, I'll say the last T with trustees. They have procedure in place in the event of any antics. I think they anticipate her acting out. Okay. I might need to go back on that then. I might need to go back and look. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I got to put you, in my opinion, I got to put you in timeout, man. I got to put you in timeout. I got to find it. You in time. Again. How did I get muted again? Who did that? What's going on with me? Okay, you're right. This is the primary. I apologize. Dog, I was thinking it'd be over with. You made a great call. Thank you so much. Are we sure about that? I wasn't sure about that. Now I got you. Thank you so much. So if you didn't see what we were talking about, Tiffany Henyard lost another case yesterday. This was the case against the village. I'm sorry. Yeah, against the trustees this is a case against the trustees when they removed her ability to place a village administrator, chief of police, and village lawyer. And she lost that case because nobody showed up for her yesterday. My question is, why is it that her legal team didn't show up? Why was that? Has Dalton Politics Facebook page been shut down? That would be crazy. No, I'm looking at it right here. No, I don't think. I hope not. No, it's on here still. Thank you for that. Whew. Had us worried, man. Had us worried over there, my friend. What's going on, Status Quo? Good to see you. Now that's it. Okay, so this is my question about that. Thank you for bringing that up, Michael. There are so many lawyers involved here. Again, Max Solomon. There was that woman that was with Tiffany right after the brawl for it all. I don't know her name. No disrespect. Then you had, of course, Bo Brindley, and then there was another guy with Bo Brindley. Then we had the RoboCop guy that really stepped in on the night of the brawl. That man. Then there's a woman from the Delgado group. Then there's that man from the Delgado group. That's at least 7 attorneys. Who paid for all these people? Who is paying for all these attorneys? That is the craziest thing. And mind you, like the Bo Brindley and the other guy with him, those were Tiffany's attorneys. Those are not the village attorneys. Those are Tiffany's attorneys specifically for her. So I guess she had to walk around with her own entourage of attorneys. Who paid for these people? I think this is, so to your point, they didn't get paid. I was wondering whoever was paying them. All right, Dalton Trustees page. I'm assuming you mean on the YouTube. It's open. It's up. It's up. What they got over here? Anything new? Nothing new, but they have it. I mean, their pages are up. I don't think anybody's page has been removed. Yeah, hit that like button if you don't mind. I appreciate y'all. So what we were doing just this morning, real quick, I ran across that article about Tiffany losing that case yesterday because nobody showed up. I was just wondering, like, why did her legal team not show up? Were they snow ridden? She didn't get out there to shovel the snow for them. What happened? And then we just started talking. So grace and peace to y'all. Thank you so much for everybody stopping through. Facebook Dalton Trustees. I can't find it anymore. Okay. I've only been going to the Dalton Politics page. But let's see. I'd never been to Dalton. I'm not big on Facebook. I will admit. I don't go to. Okay, I see somebody even asking that question yesterday. That the Dalton trustee site is down. They were asking. I don't know. That's a great. I don't know. Did I get your email? I'm going to go on a limb and say I did. I thought I replied for some reason. But no, I don't have an email from you. Can you shoot me real quick again? Just Peach? Peachy me? Peach, just me? You know that's confusing. Shoot me an email real quick. Shoot it back. Let's double check. No, I don't see anything from you. I might, and if you're going by your real name, I might not know that either. So there's that as well. But yeah, everybody, thank you so much for jumping in. I just wanted to talk about that. It was really wild, and I just I don't know. I'm not big on Facebook, I have to admit. Oh, I did see this. I'm sorry. Yes, Lavelle's interview. Yes, then I apologize. I did see that. I did get it from you. Yes. I do have it. Yep. Right here. I got it. And I was going to talk about that this evening. So thank you so much. I might not go over it all because it was an hour and a half and I had to clear out some of the language. So, but have no fear. So yes, I did get it, Peach. Peach, thank you so much, friend. You're banned from Facebook? I'm sorry. I don't go to Facebook that much except to just go by the Dalton politics page. So I don't go through it that much anyway. So I don't find it. I don't know. I used to be on Facebook a lot, but I just don't have the time for it. But I digress. I don't want to go too long. And I want to say thank you to all of you all who's helped the channel. Thank you so much for liking the videos, tapping in. It's like 400 of y'all that have tapped in with me today. Thank you so much for that. If you didn't have a chance, let me just real quick. I found that here in Atlanta, we have a city called South Fulton, and they have a mayor that is very, very similar to Tiffany Henyard. The similarities are like pretty staggering. The only thing is the city commission effectively impeached, fired, barred this guy from working in the building and basically took away all his responsibilities. That's the only thing left for Tiffany. The walk of shame, whether it be the perp walk or just the get out of here walk, any of those would be fine. So if you want, I thought this was great because Tuesday they basically fired him and said that they had no confidence in him, such like that. And he doesn't need to come back to the building. Well, what does he do on Wednesday? What do you think he did? He came back to work because they're hard-headed. And so I'll bring this in. I thought it was a fun look at it. It's not super long, but it was just wild that he literally came back. They said, don't come back. But when he came back in the car that he bought using the town's money. So they were able to take the car back, take ownership of the car, which is wild. And so I'll bring this up real quick. And this is the body cam of him getting his car repossessed. So hopefully, hey, Jason House and them, hopefully they're taking notes, man. This would be something that they need to look into. Like, hey, maybe we need to be doing this as well. We need to do this for her. He's super volunteering. Oh, he was a wild cat. He was wild. This is the guy that went to Africa for like 20 days on the town's credit card and didn't really tell anybody where he was going or what he was doing. And I mean, he's been all over the world. And that's another thing that was kind of similar to Tiffany, but not exactly. Tiffany stayed in the United States. This dude was in Colombia. This dude's in Brazil. He then went over into Africa. He was wilding out on their dime. So let me bring this in. I think y'all know this guy right here. Let's go. Woo! Grace and peace, everybody. You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title, so you know what we're about to do. Now, recently, let me pull this in real quick. So recently, I did this video on this gentleman right here, Mayor Kobe, who is the mayor of South Fulton here in Atlanta. He's been causing all kinds of chaos. And I did a video comparing him to Tiffany. This is like some super meta stuff, right? It's me commenting about me, commenting about me. That's crazy. I need to change my hat, though. I'll change my hat next time I come back. Anyway, I just thought that was hilarious. Like, there's 3 of me on the screen. That's crazy. Henyard, because there's so many similarities. It's actually uncanny. Well, I don't know if this is a sign of things to come. I don't know if this is an omen, if you will. But there's body cam footage of him getting kicked out of City Hall after the city council determined that they had no confidence in him. They basically impeached him, took away his key, locked his door, all that kind of stuff. Well, there's body cam footage of them actually, the police had to come to kick him out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this in and we're just going to look at it. I think it's interesting. Like, yo, they really had to call the police on you? Again, like there's a spirit to these BLM activists. There's an attitude. There's a posture that these people carry that I don't think they realize just how detrimental it is to their cause, detrimental to the way that they look. It's almost like nobody can check me. Nobody can call me on the carpet. Nobody can put me in a box, if you will, or nobody can, I mean, you go for 20 days to a foreign country on the company credit card. That's crazy. That's insane. But here, let's just pull it in. Let's just check it out. It's a lot of silence and such like that, but I think you'll get it. You'll get the gist of it. Let's go. He got to know they waiting for him. He's got to. Somebody's had to say like, yo, bro, they out here waiting for you, man. The police is here for you.
He's here now to speak to you.
Mayor, I've been instructed to not allow you in your office, and also you are permitted to drive the city vehicle per direction from the city manager and the chief. So that's all I'll get there. Can someone drive me to Frederick? Yeah, I don't think that'll be an issue. Hold on one second. Dalton, of course. Yeah. I'll see if I can get somebody to do it. Thanks, bro.
So they changed the locks on his door, like immediately. They changed the locks on his door. I guess maybe they didn't take away his key card. He could at least get into the building, but he couldn't get into his office. And that's how they got, once he came to get into his office, he couldn't get in. They called the police. And I guess he went to the restroom and he was in there for a minute because the police had been there for a long time looking for him and he was in the restroom. So this is the craziest story, man. And I don't know. I think he's rocking a do-rag. Some people say he's rocking a do-rag. I don't know if it's some kind of head wrap situation. I don't know. But the comedy is actually going to get so much gooder and so much gooder. You're welcome.
Okay.
There's no way he should have thought that this was going to go without some kind of repercussions. There's no way. What is all this stuff he's getting out? I mean, he should never have thought that he was just going to get away and not have any kind of ramifications. He should never have thought that. Perish the thought. Is he moving out of his apartment? This is craziness, man. Commentary. Shout out to everybody who just popped in. We're watching a mayor here in Atlanta, Georgia, actually South Fulton. He very similar to Tiffany Henyard, lots of shenanigans, lots of chicanery, lots of tomfoolery going on. Well, the city commission, they were not having it. And so this past week, they made a vote. They had a vote of no confidence and effectively impeached him. They took away all of his duties and responsibilities. They locked him out of his office. I thought they took away his keys even to the building, but they didn't. Well, this vehicle here, this white Ford, electric Ford, whatever, he bought that as his work vehicle. Most companies allow somebody to get a work vehicle and whatnot. And this is a Ford, and I want to say it's an electric Mustang. Anyway, they made him bring it back, and they're repossessing it right now. So he's taking all of his stuff that he had in the car out, and somebody eventually is going to pull up, and he's going to jump in the car with them. He also is really weird because he always has a dog with him, and he claims that it's a service dog. I have no shade to people who actually have service dogs, but this dog isn't certified. He doesn't have the vest or anything of that nature. He doesn't do anything. You know, it's not like the guy is diabetic or he has anxiety or anything of that nature. But it's just a dog. He brings the dog everywhere. So you saw the dog pop up a moment ago. It is the craziest story. So anyway, I just wanted to give you, if you just hopped in, and because I did that, could you hit that like button? Help your brother out. Thanks so much. Let's go. Where's the dog? There it is right there.
Good morning.
Oh, you know what? I think they're repossessing the car. I think he bought that car. That's what it is. They're repossessing the car.
Thank you.
That's why. Okay. That makes sense. Man. That's got to feel some kind of way. Wow. Shout out to the South Fulton Commission. I did not figure that out. They were repossessing the car. Yo, that is wild. It was a rainy day in Georgia the other day. Okay, so there's the dog right there. Okay, I don't know the difference, and I'm not trying to, if you are a person that has emotional support animal or whatever like that, I admit I don't understand, I don't know. Is there a difference between a service animal and an emotional support animal? Matter of fact, if you watch the YSL trial, the first judge in the YSL trial had an emotional support dog sitting right behind him. You didn't see him. You had to know that it was there, but there was a dog there on the whole trial. Back to my point. I don't know if this dog does it have to be certified as an emotional support or service animal? Because he doesn't have a vest on. He doesn't have a special collar or anything like that. So to me, in my mind, you just want to bring your dog to work. Now, if you had went and got your dog certified to, I don't know, do backflips every time you get into an anxious situation, or if you're diabetic and you have some kind of medical event or health event, that would make sense. But this just looked like a dog. And matter of fact, the newscast, when I did the video between comparing him to Tiffany Henyard, the news talks about it and they just say it's just a dog. And they say that he says that it's an emotional support animal or a service animal. He claims it is, but they don't recognize it. So that's why I just think he's just a weird dude that brings his dog with him everywhere. That's all it is. My emotional support animal is a chicken. That could bring a lot of emotional support, depending on what emotion you're experiencing, Star Chaser, especially if that emotion is hunger. That could probably fix that as well. Very much so. Good for them. Some of these politicians stay in office and corruption too long. Benign from many, I don't know who that is. I've heard that name before, from Illinois, is 83 years old, and he was very comfortable in his wrongdoing. That's true. Shout out to Chicago Red, by the way. I want to talk with those individuals from Flip Chicago Red because I really like their passion to bring people into account to the constituents of their district. So shout out to them. Certification required for both here in Illinois. Okay, well, sadly, he's here in Georgia. So I need to look into what is it required to be an emotional support animal or a service animal here in Georgia. Service dog ordinance varies state by state. Okay. Yeah, so I just think this is just his dog. Let's just tell the truth, shame the devil. I think it's just his dog. And he just brings the dog with him. Because, yeah, he was bringing it to work. The lady said that the dog violated somebody. I was like, I have no idea what that means. There's a lot that can be read into that. But let's finish this up when he does the drive off of shame. What is that? I said, you got to go, my brother. You got to go.
Oh, no, I got it. Okay. Okay, you're welcome.
See. Sir.
Oh, I didn't. Sorry about that.
You gotta turn the head on.
They repossessed my man's car. I said, we coming to get the whip, man.
Is the car locked? Okay.
He probably left it nasty. You know he did. What's wrong with the lights? That's craziness, man. So they repossessed my man. And they kicked him out of there. They said, you got to go. That is craziness. He shouldn't have expected anything less than that. Okay, those lights went out. Oh, he's still here. He's still on the property. That's why they haven't left yet. All right, so I just thought that was pretty wild that hey man, be quiet. Be quiet. All right. So shout out to all of y'all. That is the mayor. I think his name is Mayor Kobe. And he's a very problematic. He's literally like a carbon copy of Tiffany Henyard, only here in South Fulton in Atlanta, a suburb of Atlanta, Georgia. And he got fired effectively by the city council. The city council said, man, we're not rocking with you. He's spending money left, right, and center. He's going to Africa for 20 days. And mind you, none of this stuff is related to anything bringing economics to South Fulton. At least Tiffany Henyard said she was going to, and she did go to a conference on malls and business. I forgot what it was called, but basically when she went to Las Vegas, at least that was kind of sort of related to bringing business to Dalton. I don't think anybody recognized that it did, but at least she could kind of finagle it. This dude went to Africa for like 20 days. He went to the DR. He went to Brazil. He was in Europe at one point. The dude was like a passport bro for sure. And so on the city's dime, not just on his own dime, but on the city's dime. So the city commission voted against him and said, not voted against him, voted that they had no confidence in him and effectively impeached him, took away his rights and responsibilities, changed the lock on his office. I don't know when he's going to get his stuff out of his office, but they took the lock from his office. He had to turn in his laptops and everything like that and effectively fired him. So right here, he came back because he still had right to the building. I don't know why. I thought they took his key to the building, but he also bought an electric car as his company car, whatever, his city car. So he bought an electric car. So that's what they were repossessing. So somebody asked who was getting repossessed. They was taking back their possession. They took the cops. So when he came in the building, I guess it was confronted the staff about why he couldn't get in his office. They called the police and said, hey, he's not supposed to be in the building. He went and hid in the restroom. And then the cops were waiting outside the restroom. When he finally came out, they said, yo, we got to get that car back from you, my guy. And that's where it all fell apart. So that was it. So I wanted to watch that because I was like, man, there's so much similarity between Mayor Kobe and what I think he calls himself Mayor Kobe. And of course, Tiffany calls herself the super mayor. And there's so many similarities. The only thing is we haven't seen the Tiffany Henyard perp walk yet or walk of shame. I think the internet will melt down the day Tiffany, if they're able to film Tiffany walking out of City Hall, Village Hall, carrying her stuff, looking like Steve Martin from The Jerk. Remember that? Just walking down the street, carrying her stuff. Oh my gosh, the internet will melt down. That will be the day that the internet broke because everybody's going to be watching it. Everybody's going to be watching it or streaming it. I might fly up there. I might just fly up to Dalton just to watch it in real time. But in all seriousness, though, this is such a wild case. And I wanted to look at the similarities between Mayor Kobe here and all the shenanigans that he's doing, as well as Tiffany and all the shenanigans that she's doing. Are they? And they look like they're running neck and neck. I mean, really, if you go back and watch the video that I did on the two, there's a lot of similarities there. It is uncanny. So is the last thing that Tiffany gets, a vote of no confidence. She loses all her power. She got turned into keys. She walking down the road like Steve Martin, carrying her dog and, a computer or something. I don't know. That was it. So I just thought that would be the case. Yo, what's going on? 626 in the chat. Hit that like button. Thank you, Wyoming girl. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. That mayor was wild, though. If you go back and watch it, that mayor was so out of pocket. I just was amazed the fact that he was treating it like he was a passport bro. Like he literally has been in 4 months, he was on 4 continents. And mind you, South Fulton is not that big. Okay. It's not that big. It's not some metroplex where, it's south of the airport. So they do have a lot of that infusion because they're right there by the airport. But still, you were not doing any work. And they even interviewed the commission like, hey, is he doing work over there? They're like, we don't know what he's doing over there. And that's crazy, man. When your boss effectively, because the city commission is your boss, in a way, and they're like, we don't know what you're doing. What are you doing? That is the wildest thing. So hopefully, who knows? Maybe we'll see Dalton do something similar where they say, hey, Tiff, you know what? We don't believe that you're going to be able to do this anymore maybe after the election, or maybe they'll just take away her power and say, hey, yeah, once this election is over with, you have no power. Give us the keys, give us the Tahoe, all that kind of stuff like that, because we don't need you causing chaos for another 90 days or however many days, because that could be a mess too. Yeah, see, that's my emotional support animal. My emotional support, by the way, because we're talking about emotional support creatures, mine is a venti iced coffee with no ice. That's my emotional support. So I yeah, if you look up Mayor Kobe, hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. It's springtime here in Georgia. It's springtime here in Georgia. It is me and Chief Executive Second Born, our allergies are alive, shall we say. Yeah, this guy's a mess. This dude is a hot mess. I'll have to do a little bit more on him because he did some things. He's Mayor Kobe was a BLM activist and he became mayor. Problematic right there. But he was big on, he did some things that I think could be seen as positive. One of the things he did was he actually rented an apartment and moved in and lived in a very, very troubling apartment complex in South Fulton. I don't know how long. I was reading up on it, and then I saw the Tiffany Henyard thing. I went off the rabbit trail, and now we're here. But I was reading up on it. It looks like he moved in and was living in a very problematic area of town, and kind of to bring attention to it and so on and so forth. And I can respect that. I can respect, you're not just talking trash about, them over there. You're actually living over there with them. I can rock with that. I don't know how long he stayed there, and I don't know if that was just a publicity stunt, but he's a very interesting fellow, to say the very least. The only business that Tiffany brought from Vegas was how to keep spending money. That is true. That is so true. Oh, sure. Thank you so much, Shauna Blake. So we actually started out by talking about the fact that Tiffany Henyard, her case yesterday, let me pull this back in so we can talk about it very quickly. Shout out if you just jumped in. If you hit that like button, I'll explain it. So make sure you hit the like button and I'll explain. So yesterday, that's not a good look, Jason. This is a little bit better. Judge dismisses Tiffany's case against the village trustees. So she had sued the village trustees because they took away her ability to appoint a new village assistant, a new chief of police, and a new village attorney. They took away her ability to do that. And so she sued, and the judge threw out the case. Well, why did he throw out the case? Henyard accused the trustees of conspiring to take away her authority to appoint a new police chief, village administrator, and village attorney. Oh, mercy. What are we doing? Why?
Hello.
Why are you here?
I got my prom dress.
You got your prom dress.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Outstanding. You didn't see me talking?
I don't care.
You don't care that I was talking?
No.
There's 600 people that care that I'm talking.
It's pretty fire. I like
That's
your
pretty fire.
shirt.
You like my
shirt's
shirt?
pretty fire.
My shirt is pretty fire. I'm trying to work on my dress. Why are you here?
You didn't say hello.
Why are you harassing me?
I love you.
You love me now
Yeah.
because you got your prom dress. Now you love me. Stop. Why are you doing this, Trina? This is weird. People are watching you be weird, Trina.
You can keep talking now.
Okay. Okay. The judge dismissed the case after no one from Henyard's legal team showed up for the hearing earlier this week. And so it's a very short article, and I'll drop the link in the chat, Blake. The problem that I had is they got like 1,900 attorneys in Dalton and Thornton, respectfully. Why didn't nobody show up? Because I was counting it. I've counted 7 attorneys that have been in this case since it started. Where are they? Why didn't they show up? So anyway, that was it. So that's the case that we were referring to Shauna Blake. I have to use my other hand now because my one hand is being obscured by some person.
It's gold.
It's a gold dress?
Yeah.
Okay, that's very interesting. Okay. What was it? Oh, that is hilarious. Tiffany Tahoe lost her Tahoe. I can't do it with one hand. There we go. Tiffany Tahoe lost her Tahoe. Are you?
You need me to help hide?
What's that one say? I'd camp out. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a mess. Are you just doing it? Okay.
The car wash?
Yeah, you just go ahead and do it. Working at the car wash. That's Tiff at the car wash.
Thing has sprung, the pollen is out.
Go up there. It says last report, Jason up 85%.
Yeah.
Keep going up. Right there.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's this is the gentleman that's running against Tiffany. It's not your dad. I mean, I know that's how you felt.
Wait.
Why are you here? Why am I being harassed by my child?
They know your name is. They don't like your name is Jason.
Why are you like this?
Confused. Can you see a picture of it?
Sure. Show me a picture of it. There we go. Oh my gosh. Wait, what is this? Did anyone get a picture of the repossession from Durango's? I don't think I think they were going to. That's a great point, Tracy Mo. I think they were going to get repossessed, but they actually did not. If you're talking about the police vehicles that they were about to get swooped up, I don't think they actually got swooped. Oh, that is cute. That's that's okay. You're doing a lot there. Okay. All right. I like it. Hey, what's happening? What's up with Mandy showing up in the building?
I am sorry. I did not mean. I meant to come into the back and highlight this.
Wait, say it again.
I meant to come into the basement and highlight this message.
Oh, you want to? Oh,
I speak on behalf of the people.
I gotta see it. I gotta see it first. So I had to process
Okay, fair.
it first. So maybe when we come back tonight, I'll have to show you. Because remember,
so everybody has to come back tonight.
Now I got something to talk about tonight. There we go. That's true too. Okay, who's worse? All right. I was gonna ask Mandy who's worse, but Mandy dissed me. Okay, Mandy, who's worse?
Sorry, what were you going to ask me?
Who's worse, Tiffany or Mayor Kobe?
Oh, that's so cool. Oh,
I know.
Tiffany, though. Tiffany.
You think Tiffany really? Okay.
They're close.
I'm really gonna have to make some kind of score sheet. I'm literally gonna have to make a score sheet to compare because they are so uncanny. It's really ridiculous. You would think that he was like a male version of Tiffany.
Yeah,
So
they're
okay.
close, though. But yeah, Tiffany. I think just right under the radar, though, Tiffany.
Right on the radar. Okay. Perp walk or locked out of the door, locked out of the village hall. Which one's gonna happen? Or what do you think is gonna happen first to Tiff?
Perp walk, and I'm here for it. I want to see it. I want
the internet would mail. I'm telling you, I would fly to Illinois. I would absolutely go. If you told me that,
on my stomach to Illinois to see.
it would be a mess. It would be a mess. There would be so many of us there. It would be ridiculous. If we say, hey, if we knew that the FBI was coming to swoop in and pick Tiffany up on a certain day, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
That would be so much.
I'm laughing. That would be so wonderful.
That would be the best. I'm telling you.
Oh.
Anyway,
Illinois got some kind of issue going on there. They just need a whole new set of leadership.
They do. Now that is unequivocal. But Illinois has been guilty of this for, dare I say, a millennia, but definitely a long time. Illinois just had some very interesting leaders. And like, if I'm not mistaken, and y'all can correct me, I'm sure somebody will. Like the last 3 governors have gone to jail. Like the last 3 governors of Illinois have gone to jail.
Yeah, that one tried to self-sentence even.
But they're home to some of the greatest people, like some of the nicest people in the world that we have met on the best live chat on the planet
Yeah.
are just they're so nice.
I don't think the people, the leadership is not reflective of the people.
True.
Because there's
Very
some
true.
really good, I've met some great people from Illinois. You meet great people everywhere. Even though we have representative government, some of these people represent the very worst of us. Now, you don't represent
Yeah,
me.
you're right. You're right.
I mean, because the people I've met, everybody I've met from Dalton has been top tier. I'm not going to say that, well, because you live in Dalton, you're like Tiffany. No, that's not true. I can't do it to them.
Yeah, true. All right, guys. I'll see y'all tonight.
You got it. Be good, friend.
Uh-huh.
Take care. I got to look at it again, First Lady Brown. I got to look at it again because I have to be dad. So I'm going to tell her I don't know if I like that. It looked cute, though. I will say that. It was long. It was extreme. It was much longer than some of the dresses I've seen some of her colleagues wear. So we're cooking in the right direction. Let's say it like that. We're trending in the right direction. Also, I should have did a poll. I should have asked y'all, who do you think is worse, Mayor Kobe or Tiffany? Most of y'all are saying Tiffany, but I'm gonna have to again. I'm gonna do a side by side comparison because that dude is pretty wild. All right, who's worse? Let me do a poll real quick, and we're gonna get out of here. Mayor Kobe. I'll definitely have to do or the super. She can't be called super mayor anymore because she definitely cannot be the supervisor. So, all right, here it comes. Drop it in the chat for y'all. All right, let's see what we got. Man, we're gonna do a road trip real soon. Don't worry. We're gonna be doing a meetup soon enough. So have no fear. I might be doing a meetup with another content creator. She's about to hit 100,000 subscribers, and I'm on the cusp of hitting 50,000. So we might do a 150 party. And don't worry, there'll be information forthcoming. You think they're both neck and neck? That's hilarious. But at the current moment, Tiffany is ruling the roost on this thing. But I think most of us are way more invested in Tiffany and her shenanigans. I don't think they've had city hall meetings, and I have to go back and look at the city of South Fulton. Their meetings have been nothing like what we've seen in Dalton. So I think that's another reason why. Yeah, okay, I thought so. Yeah, Governor Ryan and B went. I thought there was another one too. Oh, we haven't even talked about that. We haven't even talked about Fonnie. Yeah, there's a lot of shenanigans going on all around. I just think that's interesting. B&E. Okay, I can see where Orphan Maker is saying, because this Mayor Kobe did get a break-in and entering charge. He did do he was out of the country a lot last year in 23 and 24. He was out of the country a lot. Again, like I said, I think he was a passport bro on the sneak tip. It was the city council. Gene Lee says, who brought charges against the South Fulton mayor? It was the city council. They decided that this guy is not representative of what we want to be doing. So it was not like police charges and whatnot. It was, we vote against him and his competency in this role. Yeah, there's a lot of dirty hands in Dalton. Well, hey, Detective Rachel, if that's what it stands for, hey, there might be a role open. She said at this point, I would make a better police chief for Dalton. Hey, go check it out. Yeah, there's 4 of them. Belozovic, Ryan, Walker, and Kerner. Really? I don't think I knew about the Kerner one. Wow. Well, there we go. You're already getting people's votes. Look at this. You need to run. Let Clean House 2025 know. So, and the reason, Leslie, thank you so much for bringing this up. The reason I even brought it up is I just thought it was cool to see that a city council did take the reins. They did do the right thing, and they pushed back against all the shenanigans. He called them racist, and they're all black, by the way. There's no white people on the city commission. So he said they were racist. He said they were limiting a black man, all this kind of craziness. They ignored that stuff, and they did the thing that was right, which was taking his access and making a vote of no confidence. So I just hope that the trustees of Dalton can do something like that. All right, let's see what we got. Oh yeah, we got to call the roll. Call the roll. See, the problem is you actually spelled that correctly. You need to. That's not how you spell call the roll. You got to do it like that, as wrong as possible. That's it. We're out of control. So if you didn't hear, yesterday Tiffany lost another court case in Dalton. This is the case where she was suing the trustees because they took away her ability to appoint a village administrator, village lawyer, and of course the chief of police. And the reason the case got thrown out is because there were nobody in her legal team showed up. And I was just asking the question, like, what happened? Why did nobody show up? She's had probably access to 7, maybe even more attorneys. Why did not one of them show up for this? And then that's where we kind of went off the rails and started talking about Mayor Kobe and all the shenanigans going on here in South Fulton, because we are not, we here in Georgia are not without fault. We got enough issues of our own for sure. What did you say? April 1st. What is that? What's April 1st? There you go. Call the roll. There you go. As long as you don't spell it right, you've done it correctly. This is right too. As long as it's not spelled correctly, you've done it correctly. This is another great point. Leslie's bringing up some excellent points, because I've asked, like, why is it that so many people capitulate to Tiffany and such like that? What does she have over them? And we see it a lot with some of these men that are running behind her. What does she have over these men that they follow her and whatever she says, they do it? That seems so weird to me. Oh, no question about it. I really do hope they're monitoring those polls. That I agree with you, Wayne, for sure. They might have their hand in the cookie jar. I'm going to leave that alone. Kuma Molati taught us. There we go. That woman cracks me up, man. She's a gift, man. She is a gift. That's why we keep picking with her, because she just keeps giving us more and more content. All right, let's see real quick. I'm looking over here to see if she uploaded anything. I don't think she's going to do anything. All right, so I think she's going to probably just lay low this weekend. That's my little 2 cents. I could be wrong. I'm praying that I'm wrong, but I don't think she's going to put up any more videos. What did we say here? I believe they know she'll tell their wives. Oh, okay. Now, some of them are not married, though, like Krigley, Kamal. Well, Kamal is he's a married man. We already know that. I don't know about William, and I don't know about Smith. A lot of them are not married men, but I mean, that's a great point. Maybe that's what she's holding over their heads. Yeah, I want to go back. I was looking for this conversation. Thank you so much, Shauna Blake. There was a video where they Tiffany had a motion to buy 5 houses from the Chicago or Illinois Property Bank or something like that. And the trustee shot it down. And in the diatribe, Kiana Belcher said, like, we wouldn't trust you with penny candy. and such like that. And I wanted to know, like, what were they going to do with these houses? And I'm starting to think, just work with me here. I'm starting to think the property that St. Patrick's is built on. They bought that from Kamal Woods, apparently. And apparently, just my understanding, Kamal Woods owns a lot of property in Dalton, like the car wash. Okay. And I'm wondering, and I've heard that Krigley has a lot of property in Dalton as well. What's his name? DeMarcus Krigley. And I don't know this emphatically, so I have to do a little bit more research. Why do they own so much property in Dalton? And how in the world did they do that? It just seems weird. So when I saw that video clip, wherever it was, right here, when I saw that clip, I wanted to go back and find the whole meeting so I could find out find out a little bit more about this. Why were they wanting to buy that property? Why were they wanting the Dalton to buy 5 houses in Dalton for what? And what would have ended up happening with those is what I wanted to find out. Because, a lot of people speculate one of the reasons why Tiffany didn't give them their liquor license, give St. Patrick's their liquor license, is because Tiffany wanted that business to fail so she could take it over. Now, I don't know that emphatically. I have no way of proving that. But it kind of makes sense. Like they put in a lot of money to build that building. It looks fantastic. All that kind of stuff like that. They can't open up. They wouldn't be able to sell liquor. And so let's say the business fails because they can't serve liquor. And she ends up swooping in and gets it for a song. Is that too far of a reach? Wait. We already figured out that Kamal gets the properties that she unlawfully obtains, allegedly. Then they sell them for quick sale rates. Really? So, yeah, look, we turned this thing into like some real estate investigation now. Yeah, Krigley has those illegal Airbnbs because apparently they're not supposed to have Airbnbs in Dalton. Lo and behold, they do. And Krigley is the one responsible for them. That's crazy. So it is a very interesting, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is such an interesting case. So to answer my poll question, I do think that Tiffany's worse than Mayor Kobe by a mile at least. It was deemed unsafe on what grounds? Because tell me what happened. Because I know they were open last night. So what was? How did they deem it? Who deemed it unsafe? Let me start with that. And thank you so much, Kim Johnson. If there was something wrong, let me know. The foundation was bad? Really? It looks fantastic, but if it's like, like I saw last night, it was open, and I've asked the owners if we could have a rap session, talk to them. Hey, thank you so much, Trolley, for the $5 super. What's he say here? Dogs are faithful even when a person is not. The only friend he has is a narcissist. You talking about Mayor Kobe and his emotional support dog? I don't fault the dog at all. Oh, okay. Then I will. Okay. Then let me go back and look. If you have the link or the know exactly which one it is, that'd be super helpful, and you can just email it to me. But I will look, because if that be the case, then that is it. Well, okay. So then this would be my only question then. Did they do something to rectify that problem? And here's my email, by the way, Kim. Did they do something to rectify that problem? Because it's open now. So if the foundation was bad, did they, shore it up? Did they re-pour it? Did they do something different? Whatever. Because again, it's open now. Hey man, thank you, Boogie R73, for the very kind $10 super. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And thank you for being a member. Appreciate you, friend. Okay, hi. Allegedly, the female attorney is repoing and reselling all repoed vehicles. Do you mean the black woman? I forgot her name. Because there's a black woman and there's the white woman from the Delgado group. But that's interesting. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Kim. I'm definitely gonna look into this. What's going on, beautiful Bernie? How are you, friend? Also, they have an illegal tow truck illegally taking cars to a dealership owned by the lady lawyer that Tiffany had next to her. You talking about, this sounds like the black lady. The lady's law firm is located next door to said, y'all stop. They ain't running a chop shop. They ain't running a chop shop, are they? That is some downright dastardly stuff. For real? These people are wild. These people are extra wild. That is some crazy stuff right there. The bad thing is, I totally can believe this. I totally can believe this. Model stance. I totally believe it. The old building was deemed. Are we talking about the building on the property where they built St. Patrick's? Because the building, it was like a house or something, or it looked like a house, and that I'm sure they of course demolished that, raised that. So is that the foundation we're talking about? I'm gonna definitely look into it for sure. That was a great point, so y'all. Appreciate you. Okay. Shout out to all my people from Chicago. Y'all, hey, let me tell you something. Y'all have inspired me to get involved in my local politics, because I don't know what they be doing. They might be fighting in mine for all I know. So I need to go over and check them out. So y'all have inspired me. It's definitely the people in Dalton and Thornton. Y'all have, y'all have shown us how to do it. So thank you all so much. Hats off, hats tip to you all for sure. Follow the grant money. Look, I need that grant money to come on over here, and I'll follow it for sure. That is so wild, and I totally believe it though. That's the crazy thing. I totally can see it. Thank you so much, Model Stance. That's what I thought. I thought they purchased them from Kamal, right? So how does Kamal have all this property? But that was my question. Like, why does Kamal own all this property in Krigley and such like that? It just seems very interesting, to say the least. I'm right here in Atlanta, right here in Marietta, to be honest with you. I think you are, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen your name before, Ancient Drummer. I think you're somewhere close by as well. I live right here in Marietta, Cobb County. See, this is the question I have. Now they have to see how many properties Tiffany gave away to her friends. I want to know how that happens. Because if you go back to that meeting where they wanted to buy 5 properties and Kiana Belcher said, we're not in the real estate business, and I wouldn't trust you with penny candy. Why did she want to buy those properties? What was she wanting to do with them? In the name of Dalton, what was it? What was her goal with that? Oh, you're in Noonan. Okay. Shout out to Noonan. So you're south of South Fulton. Well, not south of South Fulton. I'm sorry. Yeah, they're foreclosed properties, but what were they going to do with them, I wonder? Hey, that's some Umar Johnson stuff. You said quick deed for $10. That sounds like some Umar Johnson stuff right there. Shout out to FDMG. It's a happy Saturday to you, Deborah, for sure. All I couldn't live in Dalton, my New York attitude would have kicked it. I'm trying to tell you, Tiffany is not built. Not a lot of people are built for that, because Tiffany's extra wild for sure. Tiff, and the disrespect alone triggers me. I agree with you 1,000%. Gaining ownership of them for pennies and selling them for thousands. Yikes. That's some top tier dastardly stuff right there. Tiffany will be charged RICO, maybe 25 counts indicted. Look, we haven't had RICO in a while. We still looking for RICO here in Georgia. So maybe RICO's up there in Dalton. Maybe that's where it's been. That would be wild if she got hit with RICO charges. That would be probably the most ironic thing possible. So is your thought, okay, so thank y'all so much. It looks like the overall perception is that Tiffany is far worse than Mayor Kobe. Do you think that, do you believe that the FBI is going to actually come and get her? That's my question. Do you really believe that the FBI, or did the FBI just come and they just didn't do it? They just collected some data, they looked around, opened some drawers, and then left. Do you really think that the FBI is going to, she won by a landslide in the poll? That's hilarious. Wow. There's a lot of people saying no. Really? Wow. Okay. Now I might need to hear a little bit more about this. A lot of people saying, there's some people saying yes after the election. Okay, I can dig that. Yeah, no. Really? Okay. All right. Do you think she's going to get any kind of, okay, so I asked if the FBI was going to come. And a lot of people say no. Wow. Okay. Do you think any kind of legal ramifications are going to come toward Lady Henyard? Is she going to get any kind of jail time, pulled into court, anything? Okay, I got a couple yeses on that now, which is good. Now, and I think this is probably right, Butler. Let's see what happens after the election. Now, there are people saying that something's going to happen. They just don't think the FBI is going to do it. Okay, I can dig that. Yes, hopefully. Kind of fingers crossed. I like how you did that. He said iffy on that. Iffy on Tiffy. Okay. Swept under the rug until. Okay. Do you think so though? Okay, this is my thing. And shout out to you, ancient drummer. If FBI was going to get her, they would have by now. But would they have though? Think about some of these other cases, these big high profile cases, Diddy and others like that. The FBI doesn't move fast at all. They're not under any compulsion to move fast. It's not like a hurry up and wait. It is like, when we get there, we'll be ready. So you said once they give the election results, that's when they're gonna swoop in and get her. Okay, I got you. Tarred and feathered and rolled out on a rail by residents of Dalton. Man, you ever thought about what it was like to get tarred and feathered? You hated somebody to do that. Like that had to be terrible. I don't know why one day I was thinking about that. Like, man, if you cover somebody in tar and you put feathers on them, first of all, what the devil were you thinking to come up with that? That's some nasty work to start with. Where did you get this idea from? Hey, yo, Jim Bob over there, let's cover him in tar and throw feathers on him. Where'd you get that idea from? What's wrong with you? But then even worse than that, like, that's got to be terrible, man. Forget if you get in any of your orifices, right? Forget that part, in your mouth and your eyes and your ears. But just like that's just terrible, man. Like, what was wrong? What were you thinking? What is wrong with you? Like, what the heck? I'm sorry. I was like, what the heck? It's a level of disrespect for sure. Okay. I like that idea. And I just want to see, hopefully, I'm with you though. I'm with you. A publicity stunt. It's just a publicity stunt. Rick. What? She looking at 15 to 25 years. Just wait. Wow. Okay. Yeah, the FBI does have and the feds have a pretty serious conviction rate. So I'm with you there. The feds are different than the state. They will get everything on you so that it can stick. Kind of like the tar and feather joke. Then they will be ready when they arrive, so she won't get away. The feds like to win. Okay, I can dig it. Shovel at night, that snow shovel stunt, man, like everything she does keeps backfiring. Okay, what is this right here? I don't think the FBI is waiting for anything. I think there are so many hands in the pot. The investigation has blossomed tremendous. Interesting. So you think that it's just stymied because there's too many people looking into it? Interesting. Okay. I wish the Attorney General of Illinois did something. We'd all have a different conversation right now. What did you say? Right? Sorry about that. They don't waste time. They come because they already know what's going on. Then hopefully they found enough to just do the right thing. Yeah, a lot of people were talking about that snow shovel. Like, again, that was just a dumb stunt. But a lot of people were arguing that she was shoveling an area that was that her house was on. I said, that is crazy if that was true. Yeah, that's a great point. She's not the only one going down. Why the fake snow shovel in the middle of the night? PR stunt. She did fake it all. For the life of me, I didn't understand that. I'm like, look, you could have did that when the sun was out. There's plenty of light and people can see what you're doing. If you wanted, even for a publicity stunt, why do it at night? That was just really interesting. And of course, causing problems, noise ordinances and all that kind of stuff like that. What was the purpose of that? She had a problem with that snow blower for sure. But it was just like, well, what was the purpose of that? And in my mind, a lot of that stuff this week was pretty bad for Tiffany because she kept doing stuff that wasn't. I would love to know what does her advisement look like. That's what I would like to know. Like, who is in your camp, Tiff? Who's in your circle that's giving you advice and telling you what to do, what not to do. Do this here, don't do that there. I'd love to know who it is. Because at this point in the game, I don't think there's anything good. They're not telling you the right things. That's my little 2 cents. I don't think they're telling you the right things. I just looked real quick and she has not posted anything new on her page. Except that video of her pushing the snow blower and not really going well. So and that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for this receipt video. That's what I'm waiting for. Like, show the receipts so we can all see how corrupt everybody is, so we can stop. Where's my clean house? My clean house 2025 hoodies upstairs. I'll burn that because she's going to show me all these receipts that's going to make me change my mind. That's what I want. Now, granted, she's had more than 4 or 5 months to do that, but, I digress. Because that's what I need. I need them receipts. Set me straight. Yeah, she does not miss an opportunity to run her mouth. I agree with you 100% there. Thank you so much for that. This is a great live. Well, thank you so much. I learned so much about this situation. Well, thank you so much, beautiful Bernice. Thank you so much. Okay, the phrase tarred and feathered and rode out on a town on a rail originates from the form of public punishment that was used in colonial America. Agreed, it is severe on a local. Like what? But what were you thinking? Okay. I would like to know, and I like the genesis of terms, by the way. Status quo. Let me bring that back up. So I really like idioms. I'm a super fan of idioms and such like that. Cat on a hot tin roof, raining cats and dogs, those kind of things like that. I really like them. So I actually have an encyclopedia of idioms. When I was a school teacher, my students we would study idioms as figures of speech, and we would have so much fun trying to find where these things started from and where they came from, and that's kind of cool. What was going on in your life that you thought, hey, let's take Jim Bob over there? He been stealing apples from the apple orchard. Yeah, let's cover him in tar and throw some chicken feathers on him. What was going on in your mind? That just seems like such a harsh turnaround. And I also would like to know, like, what other forms of punishment did they have at that time? Was this the stocks? Was this public shaming, flogging in the city square? Like, what other forms of punishment did they have at that time? And what were y'all doing that you came up with this idea? Hey, I had this great idea. The next time Jim Bob steals some apples from the orchard, we're gonna dip them in tar and put feathers all over them, and then ride them out of town on a rail car. What the heck was wrong with us, man? That just seems so wild. That just seems extreme to me. I don't know. I would love to know, like, what was the genesis of that for sure. What's going on, Donna? What's Donna say here? Tar and feathering dates back to the 1770s. As a public punishment, they were stripped to the waist, doused with hot tar, oil, and rolled in feathers. Then paraded through the streets. It rarely was fatal. I got it, but where did you come up with? What the heck were y'all thinking about, man? What made y'all think of that? Oh my gosh. And some of that still sounds like it might be, look, hot oil. I don't need a hot oil treatment like that. No, sir, no, ma'am. I don't need that hot oil treatment. This chick needs American Gangster Trap Queens episode. Yo, don't be surprised if you see Tiffany on like a Real Housewives of Chicago or something. If she pops up on a reality television show, let me start this way. Strike that. If Tiffany Henyard doesn't go to jail, I think she's going to pop up on a reality television show of some sort. Some kind of reality television show. And of course, she'll be the villain. She'll be the heel of it. But yeah, I can't. That's what I think is going to happen if she doesn't go to jail. Because where else could she work? Like, realistically, where else could she work after all of this? What company is chomping at the bit to hire her to be a manager within its organization? She's a liability. I'm in the A. And there are too many Dukes of Hazzard and Boys in the Hood folks here for Tip to thrive. That is true. There's a lot of good old boys and menaces to society here. That is correct. What's going on? Is that Lady Luck Club in the building? My sister, what's happening? Grace and peace. Y'all, Lady Luck Club. Go ahead and drop your link in the chat. Lady Luck Club does a great job. She had a fantastic live stream last night talking about our good friend, she who's going to buy me a Hellcat, Tiffany Henyard. And y'all check out Lady Luck Club over there for sure. They had the Scarlet Letter for sure. I'm just wondering, like, what the devil made y'all think of putting somebody in tar and covering them with feathers? That just seems like such an extreme to me. I just wouldn't, and I think in negatives. I just can't imagine I would have come up with that. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's my point. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, that you hated that person. That person was done. Yeah, like that person was done if they were covered in tar and feather and they had How were they going to get it off? I don't know how you'd get it off today, truth be told. Look, let's not tar and feather anybody, okay? Let's not do that. Lisa says she's a wreck. Either she's terrorized or sterilized. The Zine sisters. I got you. I love it. Okay. I have said that I think Tiffany should have a podcast. The problem is, I'm gonna get in trouble for this. I'm not diagnosing her, but Tiffany has large scale ADHD. Okay. I have ADHD. I know this. I'm well aware of my ADHD-ness. I totally understand it. I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm really bad at. I can come up with 100,000 ideas. If you literally gave me a problem, I can give you 10 ideas. Just give me 5 minutes. The problem is I'm not really good at execution. I have to have people around me to help me execute plans because otherwise I won't do it. But in my 50 years of living with ADHD, because I had it before it was cool, I've learned that there's certain, I've learned a way of dealing with it. For example, generally speaking, I don't announce that I'm going to do something until I know that I already have it done. So I might tell you, everybody, I've been running and I've started running. And y'all say, hey man, Jason, I'm glad you've been running. How long you been running? For about 3 months. So I won't tell you that I've been doing it until I've actually got it well under my belt. Because if I tell you, hey, I'm going to start running today, like right now, Saturday, I'm going to go out here and go run around my block. The likelihood is that tomorrow I'm not going to run. I just know me. So I know what's going to happen. So I bring all that up because I've had to learn how to cope with my own attention deficit as an adult. Looking at Tiffany, I can tell she has ADHD and probably some other things. But in my opinion, respectfully, I think she has ADHD. And she just kind of flies off the handle, streams of consciousness, all that kind of stuff like that. Listen to how she defends herself. Just this past week, listen to those videos that she did, the one inside Thornton Township, as well as the one with Bo Brindley, and then the one where she's out shoveling snow. Just watch them and listen to how she defends herself all the time. Now, another thing that Tiffany does is she starts things and she never finishes them. Don't y'all remember she had a podcast? It was called In the Know with Tiffany. She had that one. Then she did the Cooking with Tiff podcast as well. And the problem is she gets this idea, and because I do it, so I'm empathetic to that fact that I can be like, oh, I'm going to do this. But I know I need to do some things beforehand. So before I even announce it, I've already got 2 or 3 in the can already. If anybody's ever listened to me talk about YouTubing, I tell you, like, go and record 3 videos, 4 videos, 5 videos, and just have them ready. And then that way, once you get started and you announce that you're going to be doing a podcast or whatever, you already got some already working out for you that you can upload, and then you can just keep making new content to fill in the back. Because otherwise, if you just say, hey, I'm going to start a podcast today, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And just watching her, I don't think that she has anybody around her that can help her guide her ADHD. I've had people around me to guide me in mine. I've gotten much better by God's grace. But if you're just doing this and it looks like a lot of stuff, she's the smartest woman in the room in a lot of these situations. If you just go back and watch some of her talks, and when she's surrounded by people, she is the smartest person in the room. So that's not saying a lot. I think we all can agree to that. You can't be the smartest person in the room. You can't be. Every single time, you can't be the smartest person in the room. You can't be. When you watch her arguing with attorneys, surrounding herself with Krigley and Dots and all these people, you can tell pretty quickly she is the smartest person. So who in that group is going to tell her to help her out and guide her in doing a podcast? Nobody. She's not going to be committed to it. So I think she could, but she would need a lot of coaching. No question about it. There's an arrest warrant for AOC. She had a live last night teaching legal. What? Oh my gosh. What? Y'all, that watching elected officials crash out for migrants has got to, I didn't have that on my bingo board. So I'm just like taken aback. Like, you won't crash out for Americans. Again, red state, blue state, but they're Americans. You won't crash out for them, but you will go to any lengths for persons that are in the country illegally. That just, I can't even understand it. They're going to arrest her. If they do that, then she deserves it. I have that one. I want to go over it first because there's some language in there I need to clean out, POTS for life. So I have to go back through the video to edit out the language before I bring it in. Let me know when you find out. Let me know when you find out. And then also, let's just stay away from getting tarred and feathered. Word salad with tith is violent. Why did you do that, Clint? I'm about to put you in 0-second timeout. You're going to have to go into 0-second timeout as soon as I find it. Yeah. That's that, sir. You can't do that. You cannot do that. We're going to have to put you in 0-second timeout. There you go. That is hilarious. Yeah, pretty much every day. Basically, every day you're uploading a new video of her taking an L. I love it. The problem is do you realize Tiffany could have easily won the day? She could have easily won the day. And if y'all follow me, y'all know that periodically I do political campaign strategies. Tiffany could have very well beat Jason House. And I'm going on the presumption that Jason House is going to win. Tiffany could have beat Jason House very simply by sharing the information that she had that proved that Jason House and all those other people were just meanie heads. But because she didn't do it, and I think we all know why she didn't do that, but she could have easily just given the information and all of that would have died down. The information about the Tahoe and the single, was a $600,000 check that was signed with only one person's name on it, and all of these things. All she had to do was just show the receipts, and that stuff would have died down because we have short attention spans. A lot of that stuff would have died down in the summer of 2024. Because y'all don't hear many people talk about Vegas anymore. You see how quickly that died down? So all Tiffany would have had to have done as soon as it came out, gave whatever information she had, said, this is what I got, bang, and let it die down. And then she would have been out of the mix. Now, the problem is, sadly, she's probably doing all the dirt that they're saying she's doing. She probably is stealing that money. She probably, I was thinking about the skating rink again. And I was looking at it and I was like, I really do believe that they bought those tiles, those artificial ice tiles, and then sent them back. And they got a credit for $47,000. And they did something with those $47,000. That's what I think happened. But my point is, Tiffany does not realize, and again, she's the smartest person in the room. And anybody who has any sense that's done any kind of, again, working with a large company, working with a sports team, whatever like that, you cannot be the smartest person in the room all the time. You just can't. You can't. You can be the smartest person on Monday, but Tuesday, there better be somebody else that's smarter than you, that knows more, that can direct and guide this conversation in a certain way. And you can't be the smartest person. And sadly, I do believe Tiffany is the smartest person all the time. And therein is the problem. Because first of all, you're not the smartest person all the time. So that means that you don't have good advice and good counsel, a well-rounded counsel, because you're the one giving all the advice. You're the one making all the decisions. And of course, the buck can still stop with you. But if I take the advice from Lady Luck Club, I think she's right there. If I take ideas from Lady Luck Club and I say, you know what, that's kind of good. All right, we're going to move in this direction the way that Lady Luck Club suggested. There you go. But if Lady Luck gives some ideas, like, I don't know if I like that idea too much. I like the idea from Bill. I like Bill's idea a little bit more. So Bill said this, Lady Luck Club said this. How about we do a little bit of this, a little bit of Lady Luck and a little bit of Bill. Hey, we're going to go in this direction. I think that's fine. What I think happens is that Tiffany she is the smartest person in the room, and she doesn't have any counsel and nobody around her that's able to give her advice, that's able to give her suggestions, or to scrutinize what she says to do. That's why she has a lot of these half-baked ideas, like, again, the podcast that she did. And I'm sure if we sat around and thought about it, there's a couple others as well that she started out. I bet you, like, who told you to do that? Who told you to start the Tiffany podcast? Who told you to do that? That's right, you did. That's right, you thought about it. Who told you to do Cooking with Tiff? That's right, you did. Yep. Who told you to put those banners all down, was it Shibley Street? All those banners that they had to get repossessed. Who told you to do that? That's what I thought. Billboards, name and picture on everything. Yep, that's it. Nobody told you to do that. Nobody else told you to do that. You did. And nobody was willing, and nobody could step up and say, no, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't put our name and face on everything. You don't have to do that. So that's just my little 2 cents, though. Well, thank you so much, Stacey. I appreciate you. Very kind of you. I appreciate that. All right, looking here. Yes, please hit the like button. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lady Luck Club. I appreciate you. You had such a great live last night. That was a lot of fun checking out what you were doing over there. Okay, what we got here? If she showed proof, for the areas and ways that she could show proof, I think she should have shown proof. Because keep in mind, Tiffany keeps saying that the trustees are corrupt because they're using your money to pay for their attorney. And I think that's Oglesby or Ogleman. Ogleman is the attorney that they're referring to. Well, you do realize the only reason they need an attorney is because you're not doing your job correctly, and they have to sue you to get you to do your job. So back to the point, and a lot of this is just smoke and mirrors. A lot of this is 3-card Monty. She's got you looking over here, but the crime is going on over here. A lot of this needs to be like, hey, yeah, I hear what you're saying, Tiff, but if you were doing what you needed to be doing, we would not need the attorney to sue, and we wouldn't need to pay him. They wouldn't have needed to hire Lori Lightfoot to do that investigation. They wouldn't have needed to do that. So a lot of this is, again, sure, you can say that the trustees are corrupt, but really at the end of the day, it's you that they're needing to be corrupt for. If you're going to say that they're corrupt, well, the only reason they have to be corrupt is because you're corrupt. And I don't think the trustees are corrupt at all. Yeah, I think there's a lot of time, Stacey said. I think there's a lot of time between this election and when the new mayor takes over. I think they should immediately, they should call for an immediate removal of the former mayor, an immediate injunction of all of her, injunction of all of her passwords, lock her out, take the car, all that stuff like that immediately. Because that's 2 months, almost 3 months of pure unadulterated chaos that she can unleash. I don't know how you take the city checkbook to the check cashing place. I try to stay away from check cashing places. Lots of good stuff. Yeah, and we're always learning. So when you look at Tiffany, I feel like she isn't learning. She is telling you what is going to happen. She is, again, she's the smartest woman in the room. And that's crazy. And she's not stealing by herself. That's true. That's true. The trustees are also stealing the money. They are all corrupt. They have been doing this for years. Tiff and the trustees. Okay. I would love to know, and I'm willing to reload. I'm willing to hear that. I would only ask, how are we making that? How do we know that the trustees are stealing? Because we can see where, and you'd have to show. But watch this. The reason we don't know that is because we don't have the receipts. And if Tiffany could prove that Jason House, Kiana Belcher, Tammy Brown were stealing, and she had receipts to prove it, don't you think she would have shown those already? Don't you think we would not be guesstimating or speculating if the trustees were crooked, because we'd be like, yeah, we saw that receipt, man. Yeah, we saw him. We saw the video footage of them swiping the card at Magic City. We saw it. Why don't we see it? That's because there's no receipts. So we can say it till the cows come home. You have to prove it, and therein is the rub. Delusion is strong with this one. What's lady look? We want to know if she received a kickback because the check was not approved by the board or only had her signature and there was no invoices from the vendor to validate the work done. Dwayne. Okay, no, I agree with you. Yeah, that whole one, was it like $560,000 check? What in the world is that? I mean, that's a lot of money. That's a $500,000. That's a lot of money. In her mind, she's the smartest person for sure. Yeah, I guess reload. I mean, everybody's prerogative. I guess you just have to say like, okay. I guess the other candidate is Cassandra Hobson Jordan. I guess she would be the one that would resonate with what your ideas are. I would only ask, what has Clean House 2025 done to show you that they are in the same boat as Tiffany and that they would not do better than Tiffany? That would be my only question. Yeah, that skating rink, I did a video on that. That skating rink is in bad shape. Ms. Rozzi says they're losing so much of that skating rink because it's closed majority of the year. She doesn't have the wherewithal to even utilize multi-purpose events, keeping it booked. That's what I'm saying. Like that's I can tell you, like, that is something that I would have done as a person with lots of ideas and again, college level ADHD. I would have done something like that. As a matter of fact, when I opened up my studio here in Marietta, Georgia, it took me a long time because I knew that I was like, okay, I can't have it not booked enough to justify the cost of the studio. And it took a long time to get my mind wrapped around before I even mentioned it to anybody. So my point is, looking at this skating rink, because the video is terrible. That place looks like in ill repair. But just back around and spin the block as it relates to those imitation ice tiles, I don't even see where they would have used those. I don't even see when they would have used those for an ice rink. Now, skating seems like to be, I think skating in the Midwest is a big deal. Okay. There's a lot of skaters in Illinois, a lot of skating rinks. Ice rinks, that's just not, I don't see where that would have come from. So those ice tiles, again, I don't think those were, I think they sent them back. I would love for somebody to show me where the ice tiles are now. Maybe that's it. Show me where the tiles are now. Because I think they went away. You can't show proof if you don't have proof. Oh, that's a good point. Thank you, sure, about my President Firstborn. That's my buddy. Bert Odelson. Yeah, I like Bert. But see, Tiffany keeps saying that she keeps talking down on Bert. You know, the trustees and their incompetent lawyer, they're bad lawyer. He's white, blah, 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 blah. But I've counted at least 7 lawyers that I can see that have been fooling around with Tiffany. Like, what in the world? Where did all these attorneys come from? And why did none of them show up for your case? Okay, you got to prove that, though. How do you make that assertion? Reload. I got no problem with it. If you're saying it's true, then, you know, how do you, where's the assertion? Where is the evidence? Because I think we can all agree to the first part that Tiffany's stealing money. I think we can all agree to that. Even with the, like Lady Luck Club, when she brought up the $500,000 purchased? Did she get a kickback on that? We don't know. But the second part, where are you getting that from? What is your evidence to that? Like, here's my evidence that I need something to drink. Here's my evidence right here. But where's your evidence to that point? That's the only thing. And hey, maybe again, you might be able to show that they are as dirty as, as dirty can be. And maybe they are shady people. But where's the evidence? All right, what we got? Yeah, I think allegedly would probably be the best bet to take the allegedly route. They all should step down. Why? That's it. You got to at least explain why they all should step down. So I think you're talking about in cam and talking about when somebody's looking out the window, they're looking down on the van, and Tiffany and Keith Freeman pull up. Well, I think it's just a person. I don't think it's a FBI agent. I don't think it was a secret stakeout or anything like that. I think it was just an average man or woman just having to be looking out the window like, hey, let me pop up my camera. I don't think it was much more than that. She said, look like a surveillance video. That's hilarious. Okay. Yeah, I think that's definitely something. And if you feel like the trustees are doing something wrong, then, ask for the proof, get the proof. But see, I think it's funny. We would have the proof if Tiffany had. If Tiffany could prove that Clean House 2025 was dirty, she would have already shown us. We would no longer be saying we think they're dirty. We would know that they were because she had the proof and the evidence and they had to answer for it. But why are they not having to do that? Because Tiffany hasn't shown it. Why? Because she doesn't have it. Did Jedidiah make a video saying he was getting paid by the trustees? I mean, now if that be the case, then we might need to look at that video right now. Did he make a video saying he's getting paid? I thought he said that he wasn't. That's my point. Okay, lots of good conversation back and forth. I love the family reunion stuff. All right, send me the link. But send me the link to it. Okay. What's going on, One Shay? How are you? One Shy, please forgive me. You got my email, Kim. I'll look at it. We can look at it this evening for sure. I just dropped my email again. Kim, send me that. There was a lawyer that had here in Atlanta that got had to buy all the lawyers on the case lunch, and he ended up buying wings from Magic City. Apparently, Magic City, I've heard, has really good wings. So that's hilarious. And it's funny that you know about that story, Keefus. Well, thank you so much, Pop. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Oh, and by the way, before I forget again, we started out talking about how Tiffany Henyard, she lost the case that she was suing the trustees because they would not allow her to appoint a village administrator, a village lawyer, and a chief of police. And so should have been a slam dunk, right? If you're in the right. Well, they had it yesterday, and lo and behold, nobody from her team showed up. So we started our conversation. I'll drop the link in the chat. We started our conversation like, why did none of her attorneys show up? There's so many attorneys that she's had. Why are they not showing up? So I'm just going to drop this in there for y'all if you missed that. And I'll put it in the description as well when we get done. Okay, you live there in Dalton. Dope. Do you have the evidence, the receipts that you're referring to? That'd be all. Now, this is actually interesting. I've heard there's a lot of kerfuffle about Nate. I think it is cool that Nate does actually come to the meetings. Napoleon Harris doesn't come to the meetings. I mean, that would probably be cool for him to show up and say, "Hey, my name is Napoleon Harris. I'm going to be your new supervisor." That would be kind of cool. Superintendent, rather. Why does he not show up? Why does he not come? Now, I don't know if Nate comes to every meeting, but he has been there in the meetings. Why is Napoleon not there? I think that would be good for both of them, actually, to come. Okay. Wait, do you know this? Have you seen the tiles on? Because I've never seen pictures of the tiles in place. So have you actually seen the tiles there, Clint? Because I haven't seen anybody, or I'm sorry, I haven't seen the tiles, nor have I spoke to somebody who's actually seen the tiles in play. Because, I mean, that's the imitation tiles that she bought, but I've never seen them actually used. You think she's lost all the credibility, Donna says. And the little she had by saying Jedidiah had a knife and Leotis had to go to the hospital. Yeah, that was bad. I put that video up as well. Like, come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. Okay, I'm looking real quick. I keep checking to see if she drops a video. So I didn't see a video. Yeah, Marietta's great. I love Marietta. I've been here for entirely too long. 22, 23 years. Let me see. Hold on. No, I've been in Marietta longer than that. Sorry about that. Yeah, why do they have no bid contracts? That's a great point, sir. Like, why do Dots and DeMarcus Krigley, why are they able to do that? That's crazy. I don't know, sure. I don't know. Up north in Illinois, skating is much more prevalent than I'm sorry, y'all chime in real quick if you think skating is much more prevalent. Like here, even here in Atlanta, there's some thriving skate communities. Now, skating is a real deal. I mean, you see celebrities here. We see Usher at the skating rink. I mean, no, skating is a big deal. I'm not going to give you that one though. Now, ice skating, that's not even in the ballpark. Roller skating is big though. Roller skating is big for sure. And she did say it was free. Now, that is a great point. She did say it was free, and I don't know if that was well thought out because she spent allegedly $1.2 million on that skating rink. That doesn't make sense. All right, let's keep this going. She's snowplowing for free, for sure. There are other ice rinks. Now that I did hear. There are definitely other ice rinks for sure. So I think the good question is, why is it that you needed to make another one? Again, $1.2 million ice rink, and it's in ill repair now. Like, what's the purpose of that? Or what was the purpose of that? That seems pretty wild, but lots of good stuff there. Let's see. I'm just checking again, make sure. I'm always checking the traps. Always checking the traps. Okay. I don't know. That was such a weird. This is if you're familiar with during the town hall meeting, the township meeting before the brawl for it all, Tiffany was talking about kids in school not learning cursive. Now, I am an advocate for teaching cursive, But I did think it was super weird that she brought that up at that time in that meeting. This is yet another example of what I mean by I think she just goes with the stream of consciousness. She just starts talking and she doesn't think about what she's saying because nobody's going to check her. Nobody's going to say, hey, that was boneheaded what you said. That wasn't smart. So she just kind of goes off and just starts talking. Again, as somebody with ADHD, I can tell you, but that just looks exactly like allegedly somebody just going on a stream of consciousness and nobody correcting her, and they have not learned some good steps in order to keep themselves in line. In my opinion. I don't know. I've never. This is new information to me. Thank you, Lady Luck Club. Where's the proof that the trustees are paying Jedidiah? Courts don't care about your opinion. You have to prove that. So giving somebody a loan, or again, like if I were a trustee and I gave Lady Luck Club money, am I giving her money on behalf of the trustees or on behalf of Jason? That's my point. Well, my name is actually Jason, so not Jason House, but my name is Jason. Am I giving her money on behalf of me? Am I writing her a check from the trustees, or am I giving her a check from Jason, Dear World Christian? Now, I am Dear World Christian, so did Dear World Christian support Lady Luck Club, or did Jason support Lady Luck Club? Uh-oh, they got goons in the live chat. Shout out to the goons. Shout out to the goons. If you don't mind, if you could please, if you're not a goon, one of Tiffany's goons, I need you to do me two favors. I need you to hit the like button, please. And I need you to hit a green heart in the chat, or a heart of any color. Just drop a heart in the chat. Let me know that you're not a goon, because then that's a good way to indicate, Sandy, that they're not a goon, because they hit the like button and they dropped a green heart or a heart of any shade in, all hearts matter in the chat. There we go. That's how we're going to weed them out. But you know what? Let me play a game with you. So reload. I'm just going to play a game because I think this is a very keen observation that you made here. Jedidiah got money from the trustees. Okay. You know what? I'm going to go on a limb and I'm going to say that everything that you said here is perfectly fine. No problem. Jedidiah got money from the trustees. Okay. How does that change anything about the fact that Tiffany Henyard has stolen and fleeced money from the people of Dalton? And you said you live in Dalton, so she's fleeced you of your money. I just want to know, how does that matter? Again, now we don't know if the trustees, maybe they pooled their own cash out their own pocket and gave it to Jedidiah. Does that change your opinion? But see, it doesn't even matter. Again, I've said this before. Jedidiah is not the issue. The issue is Tiffany Henyard. And if you keep your focus on that matter, because at the end of the day, Jedidiah is not the one that's giving your town a bad name. It's Tiffany. Jedidiah is not the one that built an ice rink. It's Tiffany. Jedidiah is not the one that's impeding business growth in your district. In your town. I think you know who it is. It's Tiff. So what? Let's just say that they are paying them. If they're paying them out their own pocket, what does that matter to you? If they're paying them out of the township money or the village money, show me the receipts. And if you said they gave him a loan, that means he's paying them back. I've given people loans before and they've paid me back. People have loaned me money and I've paid them back. Tell me that that's wrong. I'm just waiting to hear. I would love to hear what's wrong with that. So maybe, just maybe, we can take the focus off of Jed, because I got some issues with Jedidiah, but that doesn't matter. Jedidiah is not the issue. The issue is Tiffany A. Henyard, because she's the mayor. She's the one that's causing all this havoc and chaos. So that's it. All right. Lots of good conversation going on back here. The FBI has the evidence we want to see, and we will see eventually. Okay, I can rock with that. But that's another good question. Where is Andrew? Andrew been laying low for a while. I don't know. That's a great question. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay. Okay, so let's pull this in. I don't know. All right, so Lady Kim told me to jump to pay to 4:30 on this. So let's do that. Okay. Do you mind if we just get a running start? Is that okay? I want to get the context of this, Kim, if that's all right. I'm just going to
is a motion to approve the purchase of 5 residential properties, 1 commercial property from the Cook County Land Bank. Is there a motion?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there a motion and a second? Any discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
We wouldn't trust you to buy penny candy. You think we about to let you buy properties?
Unless you pick your vote, choose what you want. This is again.
The village of Dalton is not in the real estate business. We're not buying no properties.
Okay, then why y'all motion and second it then? Don't motion and second that.
We had a discussion because we want the people to know why we're not. Because you would get up here and lie and be like, they don't want to buy the properties and they don't want to spend no money. So we motion and second, like we can do in Robert's Rules of Order and discussion. The discussion is we don't trust you to buy penny candy. And no, we're not buying no property because the village of Dalton is not in the business of property. Y'all done already stole about 60 houses. So ain't nobody gonna deal with you buying no property. So that's the end of my discussion. I second that motion.
Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, this is going to be spicy. Let's go. Who is this? This is, what channel is this? Colleen Burns. Okay.
Belcher, she has every right to be upset with Tiffany Henyard. Actually, all of the trustees, the village, the residents have every right to be upset with Tiffany and the administration.
Now, let me get to the last thing where you sit here and send out this Dalton Proud pamphlet, and we got it at the last meeting that came. This is nothing but an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment. It's campaign material, and it's full of lies. And then all the time while this was going on, the slap in the face that you would sit there and say, Lifetime Achievement Award to Andrew Holmes, and you knew what happened. This is a slap in the face. So the next time whoever gives you the bright idea to put this stuff out, I hope it came out your personal campaign fund, because this is nothing but campaign material. And I'm sure because it got township stuff in it, the township credit card paid for it. I'm done.
All right. Is there anybody else for a general announcement? All right. Any discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. I have some concerns, and hopefully I'll get some answers. First off, have we received the $6.8 million?
Keep going on your questions.
Are you going to answer?
Keep going on your questions because that got nothing to do with the bills. So
that's grant money that was already, but okay. So everybody would know that that's the answer because it's not being answered. But on May 3rd, we received the email from Bert, Costanza, and Carberry, which says that we owe them $4,501.27. They've been requesting this since August 28th, 2023. We once again get here. I don't recall them being on the warrant list. So there's an issue that we pick and choose who we're putting on the warrant list, who we're not putting on the warrant list. What really drew my concern was that someone sent us an email, and then we actually spoke to this person on the phone. And the email reads, "Thanks for your call this morning. Per our conversation, see the attached. This engineering firm was hired and has a proposal signed by Mr. Freeman. His invoice number is 1092. He is saying that we owe him $7,482. So, of course, I asked what was it in reference to. He said that Mr. Freeman contacted him with the help of Ron Smith, who was the engineer, saying that they needed a proposal for 15022 Lincoln. Now, I'm concerned because 15022 Lincoln is not our property to my knowledge. So why would we be paying a bill for $7,482? I do know that as being a village, that we do have to go through proper protocols, and we don't have certified people to do this. But after reading, it says, my email to the engineer on record on 11/21/2023, indicating our findings and concerns with the request for missing information or corrected drawings to be sent. A letter of our architect indicating numerous deficient items I highlighted for some of your review. The letter of our mechanical engineer indicating deficiency in items for your review. Again, we strongly recommend the construction stop immediately until such time these items are addressed by our architect on record. Now, I'm concerned because the man keep calling about his money and it's never been on the warrant list, but I'm more concerned that beautiful big building at 15022 is not structurally sound, because there's a 12-page report that says there are all these issues. So my question, and this is discussion, is somebody please call this man about his $7,000, which I don't understand why the owner would not be paying for this. And then what are we doing in reference to all of the, has anybody followed up about all of these concerns about their property?
Thank you for your concern. Anything else?
Wait, hold on. Y'all, y'all, please stretch your hand, and we got to pray. I really pray that these people kick this woman out of office. You realize that Kiana Belcher just articulated that there's some major issues, major problems with a particular building, and apparently the district is paying for it. The town is paying for it. And she's like, we don't know why are we paying for this? And instead of even addressing what she said, she just goes, okay. She's treating everything like public comment. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Shout out to Kim Johnson. Thank you so much for sending that to me. Shout out to Kim. Thank you so much. So let me finish this up. This is crazy. Now, I'm going to go on a limb, and I'm not just trying to support them or try to or whatnot, not just because I want to go by there and eat when I come up there, but I'm assuming that they got this matter resolved, though. That it would seem right that the matter was resolved, because you wouldn't be able to get a certificate of occupancy, and Lord knows wouldn't be able to open up a 3-story restaurant if they had not gotten those issues resolved. Now, did they get them resolved? Did the owners get them resolved? Did Dalton pay for it? Did they have a bake sale? I don't know. But it just would assume that they got it right. That's my only point. But let's finish this up. This is craziness, y'all. Shout out to you. Thank you, Kim.
Anything else?
Y'all got the answer right there, so y'all know what's going on.
And it's sad because you guys ran on my ticket, both of y'all, Trustee Belcher and Trustee House. Both y'all did. And when you ran on my ticket, y'all ran on my vision. My vision is to fix our community.
The vision wasn't to rob the city. The vision wasn't for the FBI. The vision wasn't for you to steal all the money. So don't talk about the vision. You know that is defamation. That don't start talking about the vision. Don't talk about the vision. Tell me what.
Kiana.
Spicy.
Kiana. Kiana.
Let it go. Let it go, Ed.
Kiana. Jason.
Hey, but let them do it. What you tell them? You and say stuff and don't answer nobody. Answer too. And that's the people of the village at home. Now, you don't want to answer.
Hold on, y'all. Okay, I might have to go find this video. We might need to go back over this one again, just for old time's sake. Like Freddie Jackson said, rock with me tonight for old time's sake. This is crazy. Y'all, how did I miss this? I'm telling you, man, this is the gift that just keeps on giving. This is the gift. Tiffany Henyard is the gift that does not stop giving. Oh my gosh. Oh my word. Y'all, this is craziness. I don't know how I missed this one. I really don't. And this is old time too. Because you see the old Delgado lawyer next to Tiffany. You got Keith Freeman right there trying to get her under control. Look, this is wild. Okay, I'm gonna back up a little bit because look, hey, Kim, send me the unadulterated version of it. I might need to do this all over again. This is craziness. Let's go.
What you tell them? You say and say stuff and don't answer nobody. Answer to too. And that's the people of the village of Fulton. You don't want to have these people. You don't want to talk about that enough though, right? You don't want to have these people.
Ladies and gentlemen, quiet down. Ladies and gentlemen, quiet down.
You
Oh, gosh.
Order.
video down every time I get something.
Order. Order. Ladies and gentlemen, quiet down.
I don't have to do it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you see his discussion. I asked you, did we get $6.8 million? You won't answer that. I'm telling you, these people, you can't tell me nothing.
Trustee, calm
They're
down.
emailing us about somebody else's property, talking about they want $7,000. These people. So when you sit here and talk about what have I done, I don't have to sit here and videotape everything I do. But I know what I ain't done. I ain't commingled no money. I ain't stole no money. And I ain't going to jail.
Ladies and gentlemen, quiet down.
I ain't going to jail. That's what I ain't done. You going to jail. Don't worry about it. Nah, because $6.8 million.
You going to jail.
You going to jail.
Woo. Y'all, we got to calm. Y'all, we might have to take a breather. We might have to take a station break. Y'all, they are going at it. How did I miss this? I remember the whole penny candy comment, but I missed this. This is some next level stuff right here. This is some girls in the hood. Oh my word. It's some nasty work. Oh, y'all, this is incredible. I'm sorry. You know what? I apologize to all of y'all. Big screen. I apologize to y'all. We should have gone over this. Good gracious. I'm sad looking at the clip because I only got a minute left. I need more of this. I need this in my life. Wow, this is crazy. I had never seen this before, y'all. I am so sorry. I don't know how I've never seen this. But let's finish up. My goodness, in the morning. We're going to probably, if I get this clip, we might go over this tonight and pop popcorn and we all just sit around and just like lose our minds because this is crazy.
You ain't talking on the phone. The email said Tiffany Henyard responded and was going to let me know this morning. So where's the response? All right, we're going to wrap it up. Bring it back ugly. All right, you don't want the truth. You don't want the truth. You don't want the truth.
Call the roll.
No, we ain't getting $6.8 million and we ain't going to get it. And she spent it before it came. Clerk, can you call the roll so we can move on? So next on the agenda is a motion to approve the purchase of 5 residential properties, 1 commercial property from the Cook County Land Bank. Is there a motion?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there a motion and second? Any discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
We wouldn't trust you to buy penny candy. If you think we about to
Ouch.
let you buy properties,
Yeah, let's you pick your vote, choose what you want. This is again.
the village of Dalton is not in the real estate business. We're not buying no
Okay,
properties.
then why y'all motion and second it then? Don't motion and second that.
We had a discussion because we want the people to know why we're not. Because you would get up here and lie and be like, they don't want to buy the properties and they don't want to spend no money. So we motion and second, like we can do in Robert's Rules of Order and discussion. The discussion is we don't trust you to buy penny candy. And no, we're not buying no property because the village of Dalton is not in the business of property. Y'all done already stole about 60 houses. So ain't nobody gonna deal with you buying no property. So that's the end of my discussion. I second that motion.
Okay.
I-
Just so
I
you know,
30.
because the records is, I tell y'all to go to classes, go to conference, learn. The way it works as it relates to property, for those that do want to know how it works.
Way it
The
works
board
as it
has to
relates
take
to
the property in. The board is the one that's over the property here in our village. So she is so naive to the fact.
I'm not
she don't know
naive.
that, and she want to say, "Don't trust me." It don't work that way. The board is the one.
Calm down, please. Quiet, please.
Supposed to take property in.
Yeah.
All we do is
Quiet, please.
here for you guys to see it, know it, understand it. It's up to you to take it or not. If you don't take it, it's so be it. Next on the agenda.
Well, that was unexpected. She tried to keep all that bottled up. And Trustee Belcher, she doesn't seem like she holds stuff back that much. She just seemed like she's not that type of person. So she let Tiffany Henyard have it. The only thing I didn't like, the whole exchange, you know, all that screaming and shouting and stuff, that I really don't like it. And then Jason House, he looking like, I'm not about to get in between them. You know, I just let her, you know, have her say. But you could tell Tiffany Henyard booty is clenching.
Wow. Okay. I might have to go pull this whole link up. Y'all, I had not seen that. I'm sorry. Wow. Yeah, I will say this though. I will say this. I would have liked Jason or Stan Brown to actually calm that fight down. They just let him go. They just let him rip. And I wouldn't have mind if Jay's house had just kind of said, okay, let's bring this down a notch
So
and direct it into some calmer waters. That would have been fine. But everything else I'm fine with. And I was actually fine with the insanity, because that was wild. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna find this video and we might watch this tonight. Yeah, that was wild. Then call to roll. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I had never seen that before. I'm still kind of taken aback. Like, how did this slip past me like this? But I really do appreciate it. So, so my thought process is about St. Patrick's, that whatever those issues were, they did get resolved, because they wouldn't have been able to get, if it was 12 pages, that's a lot of information. So I don't think they would have been able to open up and receive. They're fighting about liquor license, like all that kind of stuff would have come up to. That's my opinion. So what do you say? Jason walked her into the conversation about TIF funds and slammed the door shut, giving her nowhere to go. Hey, it's possible. It is possible. Who is the woman whose channel previewed? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me thank you so much. I did not mean to not give her credit. This young lady is Shawan Burns. And I apologize for that. Thank you so much. I just dropped the link in the chat. Definitely check her out. Give her a green heart. Let me go in and like this video too. That was great. I did get another one too. What else did I get here? Okay. Oh, Johnson, you sent them to me too. You sent them to me through two different emails. Okay, I thought it was thank you so much, Lady Johnson, for sending me that. I appreciate it. I'm gonna probably just go ahead and find the whole thing. We might just watch it tonight as again, pop some popcorn and have a laugh or two. That was crazy. Now, if they had turned down the microphones a little bit, we would have been able to hear them a little bit more clear, because they were well past clipping. So they need to turn the microphones down some so that they can keep it without with all that muddled noise and stuff like that, so we can actually hear what was said. Because I'm sure Kiana was reading her the riot act. Let's see. Stan Brown and the blue black, according to the blue black brown. Frank, cooking with Frank, maybe coming up with some good ones, man. He's a killer. I love him though. Yeah, they're always quiet. That's true. And Andrew Holmes wasn't even there. So shout out to that. What's going on, Epiphany? Thank you so much for stopping through. An excellent content creator herself as well. Feel free, moderators, to drop Epiphany's channel in the chat so we can go check her out and see what she's doing over there. Thank you so much for the green hearts. All green hearts. Love them. I love it. Okay, so we started this whole thing out looking at a case Tiffany lost yesterday, her lawsuit that she filed against the trustees because they did not allow her to appoint a village assistant, the chief of police, as well as a village lawyer or town lawyer. And then we just kind of went off the rails, started looking at a mayor we have here in Georgia called Mayor Kobe in South Fulton. And he and Tiffany's story looks very similar. Only problem is they don't start yelling and shouting matches at board meetings. And he's buying stuff, he's traveling, he's doing the most, just like Tiff. And so they, here in South Fulton, they had a vote of no confidence and basically impeached him. They took away all of his powers, all of his cards, all of his technology, and his keys. And then we watched the repossession of the car that he bought in the villages, in the town's name. And we were just wondering if that's something that the village of Dalton is going to do or should do, given the fact that once this election is over, Tiffany's going to have about 2 months left, maybe even 2.5 left as mayor, lame duck mayor, and she can cause a lot of chaos in that time. Maybe they should just say, hey, once the election's over with and it's decided that somebody else has won, she gets booted out. Like she loses and the new mayor takes over immediately. I wonder if that would be it. Oh, wait, did you send me something else, Kim? Kim is coming in as the plug. I know Marshall is my plug, but Kim might be the second for sure. Second plug in control in arms. Let me know if you send it to me. Right, and she missed court. So, but instead of her legal team coming, they didn't show up, and then the case got dismissed and thrown out. So we were just wondering, is this something that would happen in Dalton? So that's how we started, and that's how we got here. Thank you so much, Lady Luck Club. I appreciate it. And Lady Luck Club, of course, is a moderator of the channel. Shout out to all the moderators, but also shout out to all the great content creators that have stopped through. I love to see that content creators will stop by and shout out and check out other content creators and help. Because at the end of the day, we are all in this together. So I learned from Lady Luck Club. I learned from Cooking with Frank and Epiphany. I learned from them. So shout out to them. So thank you so much, Lady Luck Club, and shout out to you, Epiphany. Thank y'all both for rocking with me. I see it. I got Kim in my corner now. I got to keep my email open. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is not long at all. Okay, I guess we got our next assignment, y'all. All right, let's bring this in. So we just watched Kiana Belcher and Tiffany Henyard have a verbal spat, and it was pretty passionate. There was a lot of passion in there, and I think both of them want something for Dalton. I think some of them want something for Dalton on the back of the people, but I digress. So let's bring this in. Shout out to Lady Johnson for giving me this. Let's give y'all the full screen. Let's go.
Greetings. This is former trustee Edward Steve. This is a quick interview. There was a lot of things done at the last board meeting, but I wanted to interview Trustee Kiana Belcher because you really couldn't hear the interaction, the back and forth. So I want to hear her from her voice, from her own mouth, what was said and why that happened. So Trustee Belcher, talk about that interaction. What made you tip over, or made you, what they say, blow up or lose it? Not even say lose it, but talk about that.
And it's sad because you guys ran on my ticket.
Oh, hold on. Sorry about that.
My vision is to fix our community.
The vision wasn't to rob the city. The vision wasn't for the FBI to come. The vision wasn't for you to steal all the money. So don't start talking about the vision.
You know that is defamation of character.
Don't start talking about the vision. Don't talk about the vision.
Tell me what. But at the same time, you say it's discussion. I asked you, did we get $6.8 million? You won't answer that. I'm telling you, these people, you can't tell me nothing. These people are emailing us about somebody else's property, talking about they want $7,000. These people, so when you sit here and talk about what have I done, I don't have to sit here and videotape everything I do. But I know what I ain't done. I ain't commingled no money. I ain't stole no money. And I ain't going to jail.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, at some point, when you know that someone is constantly lying, it becomes bothersome. And it becomes to a point where you just know that I'm going to have to set this person straight, because if they keep poking the bear, they think it's okay. And I asked the question. We were in the middle of discussion. It's corporate bills.
First off, have we received the $6.8 million?
Keep going on your questions.
Are you going to answer?
Keep going with the questions, because that got nothing to do with the bills. So
that's
something
grant money that was already, but okay. So everybody would know that that's the answer because it's not being answered.
Did you get the $6.8 million? Like, that's a valid question. You want people to call your phone, ask you questions, your residents come, you won't answer anything. Did you get the $6.8 million? No answer. So when you go in to say we're not doing nothing and, you know, we're trying to stop everything, that's not the case. I really believe, since we haven't had financials since September, that the money been spent before we got it. So it's putting us in a really bad spot. So she said she goes with the videos and the trustees are not doing anything. And I can probably half of the room,
I probably have impacted them one way or another. But I don't have to walk around with a video say I did this for somebody, I did that. And especially when there's different things that you may have helped somebody with, it doesn't mean that you have to gloat because you're helping people. It's our job to help people. So it was really a frustration of, you don't have to answer to me, you got to answer to the residents. You ain't got to answer to me, answer to the residents. Where is the money? Did the money come? And I guess it was so intense. You kind of get wrapped up in the moment. And so at first I felt like she pushed me too far and I felt unprofessional. But at the same time, I felt like I needed to express how I felt at that time. So when she went, I can't even recall how it started. How it really started. But y'all don't do nothing. Y'all, all of this. And it was just too much. And I said, I know what I haven't done. I haven't commingled no money. I ain't stole no money, and I'm not going to jail. And it was the elephant in the room because everybody, these federal and subpoenas coming from the township, coming to the village of Dalton. Now it's one that's even criminal. So it was a shot, but I took it because those are things that I don't feel like I have to worry. And it's really sad that we're at a place where this person did a lot of wrongdoing, allegedly, and I had to speak my piece about it. Yeah, because
how she gets it going by, you ran on my ticket and you supposed to support my vision. Yeah. And you said I didn't support.
Right, that was definitely, she said, because she always throws that up. You ran on my ticket. The vision was the vision was transparency, accountability. It wasn't for the FBI to come. It wasn't for you to steal the money. It wasn't, that's what I said. And of course, sometimes those words hit hard, but they hit hard because that's what I meant. Yeah. That's not what I signed up for. I signed up to be accountable to the residents. I signed up that we would do things. Our goal was to do things and change things and make it better. And that's not what's happening right now.
And I think people got to be mindful that y'all still haven't had the finance report since
September of 2023. That is absolutely correct. So even when we say at that time a $7 million deficit, we have absolutely no idea what the deficit is right now. So when we are actually going off the warrant list, we're kind of going blindly on just paying bills that we know are necessary things that need to be taken care of.
Yeah. So I think that was critical because I'll talk about also that I won't trust you to buy penny candy.
Agenda is a motion to approve the purchase of 5 residential properties, 1 commercial property from the Cook County Land Bank. Is there a motion?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there a motion and second? Any discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
We wouldn't trust you to buy penny candy. If you think we're about to let you buy properties,
I could care less. You pick your vote, choose what you want. This is, again,
the village of Dalton is not in the real estate business. We're not buying no properties.
Okay, then why y'all motion and second it then? Don't motion and second that.
We had a discussion because we want the people to know why we're not. Because you would get up here and lie and be like, they don't want to buy the properties and they don't want to spend no money. So we motion and second, like we can do in Robert's Rules Order, and discussion. The discussion is, we don't trust you to buy penny candy, and no, we're not buying no property because the village of Dalton is not in the business of property. Y'all done already stole about 60 houses, so ain't nobody gonna deal with you buying no property. So that's the end of my discussion. I second that motion.
Why make that statement? You explained it, but couldn't explain it when it's less emotion involved. Talk about why you voted in motion, the second to even to have a discussion.
So one thing everybody knows is if we want to try to do something right, which a lot of times it's not done, you want to follow the order. So I wanted to explain to people why I motioned, and there was a motion in the second, and going into discussion, because sometimes we knew that her buying property with all this stuff going on was something that we really don't want for the village. But if we wouldn't have said nothing because Stan Brown didn't have a second, he could have motioned in a second, it just would have failed, and then the residents wouldn't have understood why it failed. We're already saying we're in the deficit. Why would you bring to the board to buy property? It was 4 residential and 1 commercial property. It had no pricing with it. And we're not in the real estate business. That's not, I mean, we obtain properties through when people donate us to us or different, but we're not in the business to go to buy property. So when Trustee House made the motion, I seconded. My discussion was that why would we trust you to buy any property? You won't even tell us what's going on with the finances now. Why would you think that we would allow you to go and buy property? And when I made the statement about the stealing of the houses, because we have found a lot of inconsistencies of properties that was owned by the Village of Dalton that now people are buying. We don't know where the money is, if we even receive money. Some people say their property has been given to them. There's a lot of inconsistencies and rumorville going on of things that's happening. So no, we're not trusting you to spend any more of the village's money that is not accounted for, that we need on a consistent basis, such as insurance, lights, gas, and the necessities. No.
All right. So again, I think this is an interview, a quick interview with Trustee Belcher, and the fight for transparency with taxpayers' money. To imagine that they're hiding the spending, they're hiding the financial reality of where it is with debt and everything, and the village does not turn over the records right now. And even though we went to court and we got to go back to court, it's still stalling it out due to stall taxes. So that's what's sad. And but I like the fact that if they didn't motion in second, she would have said, see, this is residents, they're not going to motion in second, they're trying to make progress and they're stopping progress. And she spins that narrative a lot, but that narrative is dying now.
Absolutely.
A lot of people are seeing through the lies. So, go ahead.
Yeah, because we're May, this is May 20th, so we're in another whole fiscal year, and we haven't even seen a projected budget. We haven't seen the actuals for last year. So we're in a place where we're literally hoping that we're making decisions to pay for necessary things, but we have no clue of how much is actually being spent.
I said it. So anything else before we close out?
No, I just wanted everybody to know I'm going to continue to stand up for the residents. I mean, this has nothing to do with anybody personally. This has something to do with, the vision was to be accountable. The vision was to be transparent. The vision was to make Dalton better. And right now, I don't see that vision.
Yeah. So, that's a little explanation, because it's hard to sit up there and listen to somebody just berate you verbally. Y'all ain't doing nothing. Y'all ran on my ticket. You only won because of me and all that stuff, when really she only won because of the team that was with her. So that's something that we want to put out here. Again, subscribe to the Dalton Trustee YouTube page. We're going to continue with this content. I got an interview coming with Dr. Scott pretty soon. We're going to do some more interviews with trustees. We got to get Tammy Brown. We got to get the clerk. So we're going to keep on moving to work to take our village back. And we're getting close to election time. So we're going to be doing some videos on that as well. Peace. Anything else you want to say?
No, thank you.
That was cool. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Lady Johnson, for sending us that. I just dropped my link in the chat. If you would like, if you run across anything else of note, send that to me, of course, dearwokesy@gmail.com. I would love to check it out and see what you all are running across. We might come back tonight and go back over that shouting match, though, because that thing was lit. That thing was crazy. Some of those meetings, man, are so. Have you noticed that the Dalton meetings have really tampered down since Louis Lacey's no longer there? I'm just wondering. And again, like the people's energy hasn't necessarily calmed down any. The people are still boisterous. They're still signifying and such like that. It's just that. Well, and then Tiffany's out there. So you got Jason as pro tem mayor, and even Gonzalez as pro tem supervisor. It just seems like the attitude is so much more calmer. And I've said this before. Tiffany is a chaos agent. She brings chaos to it. So I'm looking forward to it. But I want to hear what you all are thinking. So if you don't mind, down in the comments, let me know. Feel free to chime in. I did not expect us to be here this long, but because I have to take Lady Dear Woke Christian to lunch, so we're gonna go do lunch. And you see already it's 2:00. So I walked into the kitchen, and Lady Dear Woke Christian is looking at me like, so I need to go. I recognize what I need to do, and I got to go look at this prom dress. So President Firstborn is zipping around in that dress. So I got to go look at that dress too. Pray for you, boy. Pray for me. But my goal, my intent is to come back tonight. We'll probably do about 7:00. And I'll make sure that you have a real, an authentic thumbnail, right? Give you a proper announcement and let you all know. But I do want to say thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Thank you so much to Wayne for being the stream sponsor. Thank you so much for the $10 super as well. Thank you to Boogie for the $10 super, as well as Trolley for the $5 earlier. I appreciate you. And this is actually a Cash App. I apologize. I think I said super is a Cash App. Thank you so much, Wayne. Y'all, thank you so much for supporting the channel. I'm overwhelmed that you guys find value in this. So I'm glad that you all rock with me. Thank you so much for the ideas, for the text messages, the comments, all that kind of stuff like that. It means a lot. And I really am glad that you find value in this. So we're going to just keep on rocking and keep giving you stuff that you find value in. So we're going to protest. Who are we protesting? Don't protest me. I'm glad you like the channel. Thank you so much, Lady Rice. I appreciate you. I'm going to go take care of my wife because otherwise I might be protesting outside. So I don't want to do that. I kind of like being in the house. I don't want to be like Umar Johnson doing my live streams from my backyard because Lady Dear Will Christian then put me outside. So make sure you hit the like button on the way out, everybody. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to see you all real soon. Until then, everybody, grace and peace.